Me and my partner Claudia drove all the way up to Las Vegas to visit our specimens. Sorry, wrong video. Okay, my bad. Our specimens are the Sphere and Omega Mart, and today we will be explaining the difference between these two specimens. The MSG Sphere, which is located in Las Vegas, Nevada, is connected to the Venetian Hotel, which is located along the Strip. The sphere is 112 meters tall, 157 meters wide, with an inner and exosphere, which total up to 54,000 square meters, which is pretty crazy. On the interior, they have a 16 by 16K resolution screen, which is measured up to 15,000 square meters, which create the walls and the roof of the interior. There are multiple owners of the sphere. MSG, which pretty much a lot of people know as Madison Square Garden, located in New York, and Populous. Populous are the ones that designed the sphere, Hard Rock Stadium, and the Olympic Stadium in London of 2012. The sphere can hold up to 18.5 thousand people and can contain concert, movies, award shows, and plans for sporting events such as MMA and boxing.
And my favorite gaming tournaments.
The MSG Sphere was announced in February 2018, and with a ceremony in September 2018, which was to announce the start of construction for the sphere. The original cost of the sphere was $1.2 billion, which is pretty crazy. I've never heard of a building that's $1.2 billion, unless I'm just living under a rock, which I probably am. Once construction started in 2018, everything seemed to be going well, until March 2020, which then the pandemic hit. The COVID-19 pandemic had stopped construction until late August 2020. The original completion before the pandemic started was for late 2021, but due to the pandemic, it got pushed back to late 2023.
Due to the pandemic and inflation, the original price of $1.2 billion rose to $1.6 billion, then to the final amount of $2.3 billion, which is absolutely mind-blowing. The sphere takes up a lot of space due to its size, shape, and form in that area. It also draws a lot of people's eyes and attention due to its color and value, and the type due to certain advertisements that appear on the LED lights or screen. Due to different points of views, if you are closer to the sphere, you can see these giant hockey puck LED lights that make up the light or video that we see. But if you are further away, it just looks like a giant curved LED screen that is making up all of these videos and text that appear on it. The proportion of the sphere to an average person is insane. The sphere is 366 feet tall, which is almost 70 times as tall as the average human. What the heck? This thing is 70 times taller than me? That's crazy. And the emphasis of the screen, of the sphere itself, is due to how large the screen or the LED lights are. Due to the individual lighting on the LED pucks, they create an illusion and shows movement on the screen when there is certain effects that are going on the sphere. That's just the outside. Wait till we get into the inside of the sphere where it gets even crazier. The inside of the sphere is like a 5D experience, but also 4D at the same time. The 5D experience is you get to choose what you want to do. You can go to your seats, go get food, or go check out the holographic screen, or the 5 AI robots that are surrounded in the venue. Now, we weren't able to go into the sphere because of how expensive it is, aka $89, but instead, we just found videos online to show you guys what it's like inside. The inside of the sphere is called the Atrium. They have ring lights that move one by one, like in a line, so it represents like time and space. And then they have these holographic fans which create images, along with these 5 AI robots called Aura. Aura is an AI robot that can have real-time conversations with you and can answer questions about the sphere and the movie that is made for the sphere, A Postcard from Earth. Aura has 5 different stations where you could talk to her and ask her different questions, one of them being the speakers that showcase the beamforming speaker technology that is used inside the sphere, and you will be able to listen to different sounds coming from the speakers in 4 different circles.
Welcome to the Omega family. Want to know the secret to our success? It's you! It all starts with your Omega values.
Omega values?
Here at Omega Mart, we operate with maximum efficiency and a great attitude. The beginnings of Omega Mart lie in 2008 when a small collective of Santa Fe artists came together to form an art production company. The founders of Meow Wolf come from previous backgrounds ranging from graphic designers to sculptors, musicians, and even shoplifters. Their main goal is to redefine the paradigm of art and storytelling in a way that produces positive outcomes in the world. Their collaborative approach in the art entertainment industry has not only made a name for them, but has defined their style when creating immersive, maximalist environments with the hope of developing audience-driven experiences. With that in mind, the first Omega Mart, originating in 2009, was a DIY grocery store exhibit. Think bottles of colored water. Around 3 years later, the second attempt was created in 2012, in which 1,000 students in Santa Fe filled a pretend grocery store with fake handmade products. Ultimately, both exhibits were temporarily closed the same year. Our assigned specimen, Omega Mart, is Meow Wolf's second permanent exhibition located in Area 15, a complex few minutes off the Strip in Las Vegas, Nevada. It opened in February 2021 and is a 52,000 square foot multi-sensory grocery store that blends narrative storytelling with entertainment and commerce. It is advertised as America's most exceptional grocery store where you have no idea what's in store for you. In reality, it is an interactive art installation in which audiences can make their own choices. Every door or entryway in the location is actually a potential entryway or portal into a new world. Each of these portals lead to new art installations created by local and international artists that are a beautiful sight to see and wander, but also serve the purpose of continuing the story Meow Wolf is trying to tell in Omega Mart. The hidden purpose and message of Omega Mart is to blur the lines between art, entertainment, commerce, and reality. The use of a surrealist psychedelic supermarket creates unexpected surprises, interactive exhibits, and hidden passageways. As a whole, the experience provokes curiosity and creativity within the audience, and in doing so, the audience begins to question their own personal perception of reality and whether they can even believe what they see. A trip to Omega Mart alters the way a person views normalcy and ordinary instances outside of the exhibit. Before we move further, it is important to understand that Omega Mart has a story with context-heavy lore. Without revealing too much, it plays on the narrative that a man named Walter Dram won a convenience store and a poker game, and then created a parent company called Dram Corp to expand the reach of his products to the rest of the world. In 2013, Dram Corp created Additive S and saw a sales increase in all product categories. Understanding semiotic terminology and semiotic aspects of art play an important role in appreciating and conveying underlying messages found throughout Omega Mart. This is because signs, symbols, and icons found throughout Omega Mart's physical location and website are meant to construct a narrative and to evoke certain emotions in the audience. That is to say, Meow Wolf's artists can redirect the viewer's attention to specific signage and symbols that hint at storylines and lore of Omega Mart without having to convey it in words. Omega Mart has a very distinct style and approach when it comes to their signage and appearance. The first uses of their signage can be seen all throughout the exterior, which enhances the curb appeal, attracts potential audiences by evoking curiosity, and in comparison to the rest of Area 15, is the most eye-catching. This makes it known that their marketing and branding is meant to be clear and concise to the naked eye. The art, symbols, and displays are carefully spread out throughout the grocery store to keep a firm hold over the consumer and transform the built environment. At first glance, it seems that the internal signage of the store is reliable, trustworthy, and real. An example of this is the grocery store aisle signs. One assumes that it will help out the customer the same way ordinary wayfinding signage does, but it actually creates confusion and doubt upon further investigation. Other than those aisle signs, there really aren't any more wayfinding signs, which could in part be due to the investigative aspect of the experience, but could also be there to make people lost or more confused. The same can be said about the products, items, and produce, especially since they can be purchased. In this alternate sense of reality, Meow Wolf went as far as to create detailed packaging and labels on all of their products found on the shelf. And just like on ordinary products, there are food packaging symbols found throughout most of the items. This is important because it communicates information to the consumers. And in the real world, we use this food packaging symbols to ensure food hygiene and the safety of products, whereas Omega Mart uses it to try and convince their audience that this is a normal grocery store. The interior design of Omega Mart is directly affected by its shape. That is to say, the shape of the space adds to Omega Mart's personality, its implied design, and its function. This is directly related to the public circulation of the building, which generally refers to the in-between areas that connect other spaces, such as hallways, aisles, and stairs. Good circulation is typically referred to a building having subconscious and predictable design, but I would argue that Omega Mart's circulation and design is good due to its unpredictability. To further, the shape of the exhibit becomes a symbol in itself, one that tells us that Omega Mart's story has many layers and can get fairly confusing. For most of the exhibition, the audience navigates the building in a linear mode from X places to Y places on the same level, but also moves into the Z axis once you get past the storefront and move onto additional floors and platforms. The use of typography in Omega Mart has a few main purposes, which are to communicate messages clearly, use the design aesthetic to influence the audience's perception of reality, and to evoke a certain feel to the viewer. Artists throughout the exhibit use various colors and color values to create different moods. In the storefront, there is mostly white and bright lighting, followed by an overwhelming amount of bright primary colors, which promotes overstimulation. Once you move past this, the rest of the exhibit is fairly dark, where the light only comes from the exhibits themselves. This creates a mysterious and uneasy feel while also developing the illusion of depth and three-dimensionality. Omega Mart would not be what it is today without thinking about how its three-dimensional form can partner with 4D to create a transformative space that relies on multi-dimension. Lastly, the various textures found throughout the spaces assign visual characteristics to the exhibits of Omega Mart, as well as enhance optical illusions or elements. With over 60 unique environments, 4 main areas, and 250 different projects, each one is highlighted equally. Pulse by Claudia is a light room of multi-layered glass that began with an extraction of patterns from microorganisms and a study of cellular growth. Her installation displays unity and movement through interconnected weaving behavior shown on a series of panels. The proportion of the panels and the hand-drawn details display a sense of depth in the composition, which creates the illusion that everything is linked, moving, and breathing as one. There's an emphasis on the sense of integration. The rhythmic movement creates a sense of possibility to dream without limitations. The contrast between dark and light provides the viewer with a surreal and ethereal experience. In Bueno's words, the room represents a universal source of energy that feeds life to all beings.
Some locals' thoughts about the sphere are, the sphere is something we've never seen before. With a full dome screen, developers and advertisers are able to create unique scenes and get creative with their presentations. Another said, locals love the sphere with how unique the structure is. It always has locals talking about it, whether it's an exciting new advertisement shown or a new event happening at the sphere is always brought up in the conversation. Some people's thoughts about Omega Mart are, Omega Mart has brought a lot of life to an area of Las Vegas that is outside of the Strip. It is a great time for the family as most places in Las Vegas is catered to tourists over 21 years of age. Another said, Omega Mart feels like stepping into another dimension with its surreal art installation and quirky vibe.
Thank you for tuning in to our deep dive of the Las Vegas Sphere and Omega Mart. Buy your tickets now.